Hey it's Shadei, welcome to this channel. In today's video I will be giving you 10 suggestions of things to watch on Netflix. This video will be part of the What's Trending series where I'll be talking about things in film, TV, and pop culture. If you're new to this channel, please make sure you click that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get into it. So the first thing on this list is a film called ROXANNE, which is a film that is newly released on Netflix.
Do you know how old she is? She's 16.
You don't want your daughter to be happy.
Out there in the world thinking you grown. What the hell happened to you, Shadei?
Let's do this.
And it is a music biopic of the young MC Xoxo Shadei, and this film just tells a story of how she got started in music and her life at home when she was young, and really just those few years from when before she started to make it big, and a few years after that, and the struggles that she had with entering the music business at a young age, the struggles that she had at home with her mother and living at home with her sisters. And before this film I didn't know who she was, and it starred Shantae Adams, Nia Long, and Mahershala Ali. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, but they were all amazing in this film. There's so much that I did not go into, and there's so much that I could go into, but it's an amazing film, so I highly suggest watching it, even if you don't know who she is. And I'm sure that after you watch this film that you will want to know who she is. Second thing on this list is a film called Reality High, and it's also a Netflix produced film.
Yes, Alexa. You're in my shop.
We got a makeover.
Hey, Danny.
Hey.
I'm having a party Saturday. If you're around, you should come.
I think I could probably... Oh, yeah, I am.
And it's just a story about this girl who's, you know, your typical awkward kind of girl in high school, and she's just doing her own thing, and how she kind of just turns popular overnight. She starts dating this popular guy. She's chasing after popularity and fame and attention, all these things that meant nothing to her before. All of a sudden it's just basically destroying and ruining her life. It's basically showing, you know, some struggles that teenagers go through in high school with popularity. The third thing on this list is CLOVERFIELD Paradox. It is a recent movie that was added on Netflix. So this film is basically kind of like an end of the world kind of film.
3.
Morning, beautiful.
2.
I'm getting sick of only seeing you on a screen.
1.
Please, God. Be on our side.
Standing by for your go.
Turn that shit on. Fingers crossed.
The Earth. It's gone.
It's big, blue, full of angry people. Keep looking, you'll find it.
The world is basically ending because they're running out of resources. It's up to a few people that are basically going to go in space to see if they can find the things that will end up saving the world, basically. And all these crazy things start going on in the ship. And I don't want to say too much, because if I say one thing it may give away everything. Even though it's not 100% clear like what's going on in Earth, there's just a whole bunch of chaos. There's a whole bunch of chaos on the ship. The next thing on this list is a show, Colony, and this show, they have 2 seasons on Netflix now. I'm currently on season 2. I think I have like 2 episodes left, but it is a show that once I started watching it, it was very hard for me to stop, and at the end of each episode you want to know what's happening. So it's kind of like a show. It's another kind of end of the world kind of thing, but it's really just contained to this one area in Los Angeles where aliens have come down to Earth and they're basically taking over everything, and it just changes like their structure of their government, the policing, and you know, everyday life. It's a lot going on in every episode. There's like a cliffhanger. You constantly want to know like what's going to happen, and it's basically focused on the story of this one particular family where the mother and the father was like a husband and wife team, how they're both in their own different way, like fighting against the people at the top, and they're both doing things that are illegal and things like that can get them killed because they're going against the people that are in control. It is a series and it has a lot of episodes, so of course be mindful of that. because sometimes like when I'm binge watching stuff, like I need to know how many episodes are in each season, so before I get started, to know if it's something I can start right now or if I have to hold on, because you know how it is with series, like you just constantly like want to watch the next one and next one, next one. And yeah, there are a lot of episodes, so FYI. The next thing on this list is a documentary, and it's called The Day I Met El Chapo, and it is a documentary from the actress Kate Del Castillo. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but she's a Spanish actress, telenovela star, and it was in the news a while ago that she was actually going to meet El Chapo and talk to him on camera and do this kind of project and things like that. And of course, at this time, he wasn't talking to anyone, he was hiding and things like that, so it was a huge story. But basically, this documentary is her and her family and other people around her talking about the outcome of her going to talk to him, how she even got in connection with him, and how she came up with this idea for I guess this documentary kind of project that she wanted to do about him, and also on her background and how she came to be an actress and things like that. And it's very, very interesting, and I always was interested in like what made her actually want to do something like that and go and meet this dangerous man and put herself, you know, technically in danger. That's exactly what happened. And so she just talks about you know, the events that led up to her meeting him, what happened after he got caught, how she was getting death threats, how she was scared for her family. I think it's like a 4 or 6 part series. So it has like 4 or 6 episodes in this documentary, so it's pretty long. They're like an hour each. So it is taking me some time to get through. I think I watched 3 episodes so far, so I'm about like halfway through. Yeah, so it's very, very interesting documentary if that's something that you are interested in, like the whole El Chapo story. The next thing on this list is a show called Zombo Just Desserts, and it is a Netflix cooking reality show. And I love cooking reality shows, and I really love like cooking reality shows that are for like desserts and sweets, just because I always envision myself as someone who can cook desserts and sweets, even though like I can't and I haven't really tried, but one day I hope to be that type of woman, you know? But this show is very different than any other reality show that I watched here, because it is based in Australia, but not only is it, you know, an Australian reality show, but the desserts are like something that you have never seen before. They're like fancy desserts. They're like beautiful desserts. Like they have these crazy dessert challenges for things that you have never seen, and for like the sweet desserts kind of cooking shows in America, like they just don't do things like that. It's very interesting and tasty to look at, I would say, and I just wish that I could taste those things, and it makes me want to go to Australia just to taste those kind of desserts. The next thing on this list is a movie called To the Bone. This is also another Netflix movie. As you can tell, I watch a lot of Netflix movies and TV shows, but if you watch Netflix, I mean, like, it seems like nowadays, like 80% of the new things that they are putting out are things that they are putting out themselves, which is good and bad, you know. This movie, To the Bone, it is a movie about this girl who is struggling with a eating disorder.
All right, ready? $2.80 for the pork, $3.50 for the buttered noodles, $1.50 for the roll, and $75 for butter. It's like you have calorie Asperger's.
You do a lot of sit-ups. I'm not going to treat you if you aren't interested in living.
Good speech.
Remember Alan? Hi.
Oh my God.
How do you do it? Eat.
I feel kind of angry. It's my life, too. I don't get to have a sister.
Somebody tell me why we're here.
Because we're alive.
Very good.
Her family is putting her in like this recovery kind of house. It's a recovery house for young people that all have their own struggles with eating. So the story, it basically shows her in the house and how she is addressing the issues that she has and why she doesn't want to eat. Okay, so we're almost done. The next show on this list is a show called Greenleaf. It is a show that is originally on the OWN network, but Netflix has added it after each new season. They have 2 seasons up currently. I did watch the first season. I have not watched the second season yet. It is a show about a black church family. They are this popular church family for this big church. For the first season, it is focusing on one of the daughters that basically left the home, left the church, moved away, and started and had her own life, and now she has come back home, and she's starting to get intertwined with life with her church and her family, and through that various different issues come up. I mean, this family is very dysfunctional. For a family that's supposed to be in the church and it's supposed to be about faith, they have a lot of questionable moral things that are going on. But it is a very high drama show. It's basically like a soap opera, but focusing on a black church family. And it can be the kind of show that either, you know, you will like, or either you won't like it, because if you're someone who is a Christian, and you may feel like this show is not making fun of that, but it is just showing people of faith in a very negative, bad light, and you may not like that. That may leave like a bad taste in your mouth, which I completely understand. I try to look at the show as just for like the entertainment aspects of it, and not just like for the hypocritical, moral, questionable things that they do. And I'm very excited to see the second season, because the first season kind of just ended like on a cliffhanger, and I do not have cable, so I don't have OWN, so I can't watch it. So I'm glad that it is on Netflix now, so that I can finally watch the second season. The next thing on this list is actually a cartoon. It is called Boss Baby. If you have not seen it before, I highly suggest that you go watch it. It's very funny, like clever kind of film written for a cartoon that is focusing on this baby who is acting like a full-grown, like 40-year-old man. It's funny, it's adorable, like the babies in it. It's like, even though they're trying to act like they're like these like older adults in the corporate world, and they're thinking about everything so strategically, they just still do these like adorable like baby things that's super cute and super funny. And I just love like cartoons in general. So if you love cartoons, this is something that you can watch with your kids, you can watch by yourself, and enjoy it. I liked it a lot. Okay, number 10 is the show Once Upon a Time. It is on Netflix. It is not a Netflix show, it's an ABC show, but Netflix you know, has updated it, so they have all the seasons up there, seasons 1 through 6, and currently they are on their last season, which is on ABC on Fridays.
The evil queen did it with her curse. She sent everyone from the enchanted forest here.
Then why does everybody just leave?
They can't. If they try, bad things happen.
Sorry I'm late.
How would you like a glass of the best apple cider you ever tasted?
Because this is my happy ending.
Believing in even the possibility of a happy ending is a very powerful thing.
Every story in this book actually happened. You should know more than anyone.
Why is that?
Because you're in this book.
I will destroy you if it is the last thing I do.
And it is a show based on these fairy tale story characters. It's just really nice to see like your favorite storybook fairy tale characters. Different stories like come to life, and that's basically what this show does, in different ways with romances and their families and their different connections from fairy tale world to the present world. And it's just like this amazing show. I mean, I absolutely love it. This is the last season and the show is going off the air. The show's been on for a very, very long time. This season that they have on now is kind of like a different show. They're not doing the same storyline anymore. They're still doing the stories and the characters and the fairy tales and all that stuff, but they've kind of created it where it's kind of like a different show, which I'm not a huge fan of. So I feel like I'm watching a different show, even though some of the same characters are still there. And honestly, I just felt like it could have ended with season 6 and I would have been happy, and I feel like it would have been complete. Now I feel like it's kind of just being dragged, and I'm not a huge fan of what they're doing with the show, you know? So I don't know if they have new writers, or you know, they just don't know what to do with the show anymore. But I'm watching it because I have to see how the show ends, because I've been a fan for so long. But it's very interesting, and I just love it, and it has been one of my favorite shows, even though this season is not my favorite season, unfortunately. So that's going to be it for this video. Please remember to click that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and comment below your Netflix suggestions. I'm always looking for new things on Netflix to watch that I haven't watched, and I always get in like these funks where I am like roaming through things on Netflix for like 15 minutes before I go and pick the thing that I've already watched 100 times. And for me, that's The Office. That is like my go-to thing. So leave me your Netflix suggestions below. Subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video.